the fourth wall.
What's up, everybody? It's John Escudero, and I'm here with my boys, Matt and Caesar. We're here to cover AEW Revolution.
Let's go.
Fellas, what a fucking show. Holy shit. Where do you even start? I mean, obviously exactly. we'll start with the big story. We'll start with Sting and the main event, but Jesus, someone said, I feel like that was the reset AEW needed. Now I just need to capitalize it. 100%. This felt like a 2021 AEW pay-per-view.
This was probably my favorite pay-per-view in quite a while from them.
Yeah.
It was more of it was always missing something, but this felt like old AEW when it was a lot more enjoyable. I think this is 100% needed. Almost all the matches were enjoyable. There was a couple that were hit and miss, but it felt like what it used to be, what people wanted in the first place.
Oh yeah, I just couple that with the new look on Wednesday that's coming, and basically the reinvigorated roster that's gonna have Ospreay, Okada, Mercedes, Jamie Hayter coming back. I mean, if they can keep this momentum going, in general, the build to this pay-per-view might have been one of the better AEW builds that they've ever done. I think almost every match had some emotional attachment to it, thankfully, and it was a little more than, oh, this is gonna slap. Which, I mean, Ospreay and Takeshita probably just had that, but of course it did slap out of this world. But right. The other matches, I mean, the world title, the Sting match, the Bryan match, you could go on, and we will. So I mean, let's get right into that main event. Jesus. How do you put that into words? First of all, I mean, get it out of the way. Sting retains the AEW Tag Team Championships in his last match. It's very not old school, but it felt right. I don't know how to explain that.
It was definitely right. It was definitely the right move.
It was the right move.
And you gotta send those people home happy.
I'm just curious what's going to happen with the belts going on Dynamite this week. That's the big question.
Tony hasn't had a tournament in quite a while. I'm sure he's ready to give us another tournament. It's been 4 months. He's got. We need
32 teams now, right?
He's waiting. They got enough tag teams. They got enough tag teams. They do.
There's a tag team coming.
Incredible entrance. Everything about this from the entrance on. His sons coming out as this thing. This is actually a combination of something that I had asked for and something beyond what I could have ever imagined. I wanted fake Stings to come out. I wanted a Sting from each era to come out because fake Sting has been his thing ever since the Lex Luger, ever since he first left Nitro and came back as the Crow.
Like Blade Runner Sting, Surfer Sting, Crow Sting, Joker Sting, Wolfpack Sting, maybe the Mafia, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. For some reason, TNA was getting no love here. They didn't get the video package. Didn't have a Joker Sting. It didn't have any TNA Sting in there. I was like, why? He did.
That was a good chunk of his career.
Yeah, I wonder if I'm sure it was a legal thing. I'm sure they just you can't do it without asking, and maybe they just didn't ask for some reason. They were like, right. I'm not fucking worried about it. That's fucking crazy. But I mean, I guess speaking of footage, the New Japan partnership, okay, I mean, it's gonna sound crazy, but this might be the second best thing that they've ever gotten out of the whole partnership. The ability to have Sting footage from that era, even though we didn't have WCW footage, you had WCW Sting footage. He was just in Japan, which is that was just a beautiful, perfect thing. Thank you to New Japan for that shit.
Woo! Yeah, I don't know. Actually had some.
I know, right? They remember when the New Japan World first came out, there was a big thing about the archive footage.
Yeah, when it comes to their old archive of the old TV deals, those are rare to come by now.
Yeah, but just from the entrance to the match, what the fuck with the physicality in this match?
Yeah,
I knew Sting had said that he was willing to do anything and everything to make sure that we remember him in this final match,
and he did.
I didn't expect him to become a deathmatch wrestler in the last 5 minutes of his career.
Yeah. He just wanted to cross that off his bucket list.
TNA punished WWE for working to. I mean, I feel like they've got other things going on.
Or TNA just blocked their phone after the last partnerships. Like,
I was actually thinking that too. Like, they just don't want to take calls from them anyway. Like, we're still a little salty, you know. We remember that
shit. To be fair, that was kind of justified.
It was.
I'm mad at you for the next little while.
We're not gonna get over that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Give us like 5 years. Then
like,
we'll get over
you guys just wanted Gals and Anderson, and you couldn't even get them to sign.
I think you brought them over and with the intention to poach them, and then you realized
no one cared about them when they were there.
I don't think I want these guys. You can have them back.
Okay, we don't need you. Have Christian.
Yeah, never mind. You can. But beyond that, the Legends coming out, and it was more than just decoration because they actually got involved at the end of the match. Ricky Steamboat took a little more of a beating than I thought he would.
Yeah.
I mean, Ric Flair got super kicked by both of them.
Ric Flair took this weekend super kick. He was out for the count. He went bye-bye.
He's been so vocal about how willing he is to take a bump that I was not surprised that he took a bump.
I'm surprised he didn't bleed.
Ricky Steamboat, he has the brain thing. So I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, I don't know I don't want to call it like an aneurysm because I don't think that's what it is. It's like a hemorrhage. I think he had like a hemorrhage in his brain, but I don't know for sure.
They were careful with the head area, just like
like
the upper bodies.
Yeah. But he went off the apron too. What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Buck's coming out with the old robe situation with I was like, damn, and this has got to be a reference that's going over my head. They always do that shit. It's gonna be something real obvious.
I'm pretty sure someone's gonna point that out later. I cannot put my finger on it.
But ultimately, the physicality in this match is what people are gonna remember. Like this spot.
Only one thought popped into my head when I saw that.
Died.
I mean, he said, I'm willing to die, but you know what? I should have known because he's Darby Allin, and we should know better by now. I think when he says something like that, we should know to not only to take him seriously, but to maybe look further into what he's talking about before he does it.
Like, dude, you ain't gonna make it to fucking Mount Everest with that.
He's like, Darby, what are we doing with this glass? Don't worry about it. Okay.
Just bring it.
Just fuck it. Sting going through the glass was another moment that took me out of my fucking.
I expected one of the Bucks.
They didn't take a single bump through the glass, when the glass came out, I thought it was gonna be Darby to go through the glass and the Bucks to go through the glass.
Nope.
And then he smacks it with the bat one hard time and it doesn't break. So it's not. I was like, is that fucking? I thought that's supposed to be sugar glass. Like, what is going on?
No, that was real glass.
That was that shit CM Punk is allergic to, that real glass. Oh God.
Ooh.
No,
they trust Sting and Darby more than Jungle Boys.
You would imagine though he's Sting. Although it's not like Sting has like decades of glass using experience. Like I've never seen Sting take a glass bump in my life.
Darby showed him.
Darby, man. Darby was just a perfect everything for this final Sting run. Yeah. Like who knew that there was a mini Sting son out there just abandoned? Like he didn't even consider that when he painted himself. He was just following his instincts. This whole story ends up being like the whole story of Sting's final run ends up being he came to AEW and he found a child that looked like him.
He's like, why are you away from everyone? I don't have a locker room. You do now.
He's like, there's a painted child in the stands. Yeah,
that's yours.
I want to take responsibility for that. I think that's mine.
That's officially.
It's from one of his time when he was down there from one of the fans.
Oh gosh,
they just left him there after. She never left the Coliseum.
I mean, there's so many different. I guess I could pick so many different spots and just be like, I like this, I like that, I like this. But ultimately, the story they told was fine. Like Sting comes out with his sons. Incredible moment. The Bucks beat the shit out of everybody, which I thought was like, oh shit! Like the Bucks are winning a 4-on-1 situation right now. They were holding their own against a gang of Stings for a little while.
But I'm glad they got payback on the Bucks at the beginning to get that out of the way. I didn't want them like all out the matches in the beginning. This is for fucking us up.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Now you hit it right on the head. That they got their payback. They got it in immediately. The Sting Sons got it in. Darby got one. Sting got one. And then the Bucks took over, and then they got all their shit in, and they got their shit in. They beat the shit out of Sting and Darby. Fuck. It was great. And they tapped. I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people had their feelings on the Bucks, but fuck you if you don't think they did exactly what they needed to do here. They sold all the way around.
They got their asses kicked.
They got mad heat too.
They sold for Sting like the way they should have.
Yep.
And they got the people chanting "fuck you, Young Bucks." They never got that even when they were heels. It was always just cheers. This is just a straight up "fuck you"
over and over.
When I think about how they're selling around for Sting, I think of this one spot where Sting kind of softly tosses Matt into the barricade, and he takes like this outrageous Shawn Michaels sell.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's incredible. It's perfect. It was perfect. I think as Young Bucks getting the tag titles in the upcoming weeks, legends should always go out on their backs. I understand that. I understand what you're saying when you say that, but I think, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where this was perfect. Everything about it was perfect. I just don't have any issue with it, and I know logically I probably should.
There's definitely circumstances where they have won their final match. It really depends.
Yeah. It does depend. You're absolutely right about that. And this isn't like he's leaving the territory. You know, like he's leaving forever.
Territory and to go to the next one where a new audience. No. But yeah,
he's gone.
I think Inoki won his last match.
Kobashi did too, right?
Yeah, I think Funk won in a few of his retirements.
It's yeah, man. I don't know how else I can say this was perfect. I've still got to watch the post match, retirement celebration. They fucking had a hard out at midnight, so we lost. I thought it was strangely appropriate that it goes out with Sting about to do something, because that was like half of his fucking WCW career.
I'll say that it's the shades of DDP Goldberg pay-per-view.
But not even that, but just like the way a Nitro would end, like Sting is here, and just as he begins to clear it out, it goes away. Like, that's the end of the week. We'll see you next week. I know it was a coincidence, but I thought it was appropriate, and I'll enjoy watching it on on YouTube later on. Surprised with how many people were there for Sting legend wise. Only Rick and Ricky were involved. Imagine, my friend Nick, that all the other old people are probably just unable to do anything physical.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
either can't walk.
Yeah, exactly. I think isn't actually in a wheelchair. Like, he's not. Yeah. I don't think he's.
I think someone took a picture of him in a wheelchair. Yeah.
Young Bucks tip over Lex Luger's wheelchair.
Like, he'll sell his yoga for like 5 minutes while beating them up.
No, DDP's American Nightmare. That man's back. He's back on team WWE. He's not showing up here. I did think he might. I thought, like, okay, like he's not attached to anything.
I thought Danny said he was there with Luger.
I didn't see him. He might have been.
They did show people earlier.
No, I saw Rick. I saw Ricky Steamboat. I saw fucking. They said Nikita Koloff was there, but I didn't see him. I might have been
it was like a really quick glance. Like, I find it.
They were really low on time. I wonder what it was that went over, because something.
I got. So maybe it was the Ospreay match. I don't know.
It might have been. Although if that was it, then it's worth it. I'm okay.
I'll allow
it. Or the FTR match. Who knows?
Could be the FTR match. That was okay. That was great. But if the Ospreay, I think looking at the time, I don't have the times in front of me, but just kind of looking back to what
the one with the most time was Ospreay Takeshita by like 10 seconds.
No. Who was under them?
Well, they were 21 minutes 57 seconds. The FTR match was 21 minutes 47 seconds.
Ospreay and Takeshita was only 21 minutes.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It felt like 40. It felt like 40. It felt like I was watching a New Japan epic. I'm like, what the fuck?
Those are worth it.
Okay, shit. No, but in 21 minutes.
None of these matches were a half hour. That was weird.
I mean, shit. I can dig it. The show went along.
Yeah,
I thought
it
the flow was fine.
It didn't feel like a drag. Yeah.
Yep.
And it was
there was
eight matches on the main card.
No time to breathe, but it's okay. Like that, I'm used to that, I guess, by now with these AEW shows. They're like, the match is over. On to the next one. We're not even watching him sell the neck up the ramp. It's fucking video time. So I mean, that's okay. That's fine. It's exact opposite of the show we watched last week, which I didn't actually have an issue with. Like I noticed a lot of people came on after, like there was a long time between matches at Elimination Chamber, but I didn't notice it while we were sitting here doing the watch along.
Yeah, it didn't feel like this long gap. It just like you were like, okay, match. Here's some sights. Maybe a little promo match.
I mean,
it didn't feel like an hour per match.
Oh shit, DJ Danielson, our boy on the DSR team. He fucking got a question in at the press scrum. Let's go. That's what's up, my brother. That's what's up. But yeah, man, that final Sting match. I'll watch the retirement ceremony later on. But as far as I've seen, thank you, AEW.
Yeah, hold on.
What do you got here in the?
So it's 3 guys with diabetes trashing wrestling.
What the hell?
I mean, I don't have diabetes, but
neither do
sure.
I.
Yeah, we're not trashing the match.
Who's this? Oh, it's just a troll. Look at him, everyone. He's disgusting. Everyone laugh at him. He's a dirty piece of shit.
I'm trying to process his stupidity. That's what I'm trying to process.
I was trying to say that was the way I'd like to see all of my legends go. Like that was it was him. It was pure Sting. Like these were his ideas. He had his son. He won. It was like a celebration of Sting. And while I understand the urge to set up the next thing, I didn't want to be removed from this celebration of Sting. Like I didn't want to get taken from that. So I'm okay with Sting.
I won't lie.
I'm okay with him winning.
I won't lie. I actually thought Sting was going to do a coffin drop off the ladder. I was prepared for that.
You know what's funny to me? They did the power bomb through the table.
Yeah.
He no-sold the table, right? And that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was hyped.
Like
and then for a split second, I thought back to the Leo Rush Joey Janela controversy. It's the same spot. And they did the same exact thing. And I know it's nothing to do with each other, but I just thought how I have to take these moments and I have to really I have to pick them apart and really so that I'm able to articulate the difference. Like obviously it's bigger than this was Sting. Like I want to talk about that later on. That's a conversation point I wanted to hang a hook on and be like, wait, there's a comparison there to be made and a point that I can find later on. I don't have enough time. I'm too excited for Sting right now. But yeah, that shit was awesome. I'm sorry I don't love you. Or we're not sorry we hate you super kicks.
Or and thank you for working with those type of things.
Yeah.
They need to actually do that for every one of their EVP triggers now. Like that was a beautiful businessman thing. Like thank you for your business. Crash.
Doing business with you. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I had no issue with nothing he did. No selling the fucking BT, kicking out at one. Excellent. That was just excellent. Sting shit. I want to fucking beat my chest. God, excellent. So I guess we can turn it. We can jump back up to the top of the card if you guys are wanting to. If you're ready.
It was fun. Great way for Sting to end it.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna suck not seeing him, but you know what? He went on his terms. So you gotta respect that.
What do we do with Darby after this?
He's gotta be singles now. No more tag teams.
There's definitely that. He should never tag team with anyone again because specifically, like it should be his character.
Maybe you should take a break though.
There's also that. Like he also did get torn to shreds. Like he's actually
give him like a month off, maybe.
He said at the end of the day, Sting is in this man's top 5 of all time. At the end of the day, I have to take a long, hard look at what my top is because it was the same thing for a long time, but things are changing, man. And
A lot.
things are changing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to take a long, hard look at that. And I feel like if I just say it right now without thinking, then I'm gonna say something I'll regret. Like I don't want to concrete. I don't want to put a fucking hasty top 5 on video.
Exactly.
Like people can call back to it.
That's a different conversation for another time.
Yes.
I need a week. I need a week research and an episode dedicated to it before I can.
Someone will quote you. Someone will quote you. Be like, John said that.
Sting is up there. I mean, I definitely gotta look at it. Top 10 easily. I gotta figure it out though.
Top 5, but I'll definitely put him in the top somewhere.
But shit, I guess we can cut over to the opening of the show, the AEW TNT Championship match. Daniel Garcia versus Christian. It was not a bad match at all. The fucking jacket was awesome, but I never expected Daniel Garcia to lose. I
had a feeling Christian was going to retain.
I thought this was a good time to get the belt off of Christian and set the Edge and Christian thing in its own direction. And I still think they can do that, especially now that Daniel Garcia got cheated. Because you still kind of owe him.
Yeah, I feel like they'll get a rematch. Surprised no Adam at all.
No Adam at all. When they killed him off on TV, I didn't think it was like full on. Like, I don't know
I thought he was gonna come out to find a kill switch, but no, it was fucking Magic Mike of all people.
Which I mean, they had set it up. They had at least set that up really strongly for weeks. Like he was going to be here, and then they killed him a couple weeks ago, and so he comes running out. He gets the biggest pop of his life. You know that he felt that. He was excited as hell. He felt that running through his veins. But great. I mean, it was a great match. I didn't really have an issue with it. I was just like, as a fan, I was like, fuck, I wanted Daniel Garcia to win.
Yeah.
Beyond that,
the Christian reign continues.
We'll see where it goes. I don't know. I feel like dropping into Edge would be kind of anticlimactic. I just feel like it's.
I don't know. I kind of over Adam getting the belts because they were how we got it at World's End was fine until they did the switcheroo. I was like, I just wanted to win the feud, and that's
wow.
I'm always weird about old people winning championships. Christian winning the championship. Because they didn't do it immediately, they softened me into it. They gave it to Luchasaurus first. And I was like, oh, that's great. And then they did the gimmick where he was calling himself champion. And I was like, okay, that match is great. They fucking eased me into it.
Let's actually give it to him.
But I'm always weird about older guys with the championships. I just feel like it's sometimes unnecessary. And I think in this situation, they have so much young, hot talent right now that they could probably. This is the time where you want to transfer a belt over to somebody, putting on Daniel Garcia.
I think for Christian, it was more to help rebuild the belt.
It was also circumstance,
and you do need a vet for that. And he was the great choice for rebuild the TNT belt because before he had it, let's be honest, it was kind of shitty with the previous champions we had with us.
Oh, 100%. And of course, and then there was the whole thing about Wardlow. Like it wasn't supposed to transfer over so fast. Like the whole Christian Luchasaurus thing wasn't supposed to happen. It was Wardlow that was supposed to be champion over the summer, but he got robbed in the Bay Area, and he couldn't go to Canada.
It's okay, Wardlow. By the way,
never mind.
This is how you're being punished.
never mind. You Christian's here. Oh fuck!
Damn it!
My luck. It's so bad. So, I mean, normally the second match of the night is like the spot that nobody wants to be in, right? But Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson went out there, and they were nice. They're like, we don't give a fuck. What are you talking about? We didn't even notice they were in the second spot of the card. Like, they went out there and they had an excellent professional wrestling match. Fuck, man. I love this kind of wrestling. There were, in my opinion, there were maybe 5 stars. I gotta go back. Now it's another thing I had to think about. This was at least 4.5 stars or 5.
I gave it 4.5.
This is my kind of wrestling, man. This is what I am here for. Like, if you don't like this, I guess I understand. Like, I'm not gonna be like, you're objectively a fucking idiot.
You're stupid.
Because it's a different kind of wrestling. Like, it's not, it doesn't look like a video game, you know? Like, it doesn't look perfect. It doesn't look like every single thing is exactly the way I imagine it's gonna look.
It's not crystal.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rugged. It looks like a struggle. It gets sloppy sometimes because you're just trying to kill each other. You're just trying to rip an arm off. You're just trying to rip a tooth out. You know what I mean? That shit.
The one thing I thought that was kind of interesting was when they were going to the ring and they actually out of the blue started announcing rules. That was different.
Yeah, I guess it's a call back because it's a Continental Championship.
Yeah.
It's meant to
have their own set of rules.
Yeah,
that's fine. But like I said, it was just like when you all of a sudden hear, oh, by the way, there's some rule we've got established. You're like, oh, okay, let's go.
You know what I had noticed? I had noticed previously, Bryan. I have a feeling this Continental Championship is under his care. he there was a point when after Eddie won the title where Bryan came out to do the commentary because he felt like he was giving them like the lead on what he wants out of them in this sports like match. Like he went out there and he told the story, but he also called it like a sports commentator and they followed his lead and then he didn't do it again. So it kind of gave me the idea that he came out to be like, and this is how we'll do Continental Classic matches, and don't you fucking forget it. And I'm out of here. And they did follow that format here tonight. It's just perfect. It was awesome. It was everything I wanted to see Bryan Danielson doing. It's everything I want to see Eddie Kingston doing.
Yeah, usually I'm on and off about Eddie Kingston. Like he talks great, but with his matches sometimes when he does try to do the Japanese style, certain opponents don't translate well. Yeah. But when you have someone like Danielson who does know how to do it, it makes him more intense. And that's what I like about when Eddie Kingston is intense, he's really intense. Yeah. And like give him that right opponent, it sets him up really nicely. And I hope Eddie Kingston does get used more in that fashion because he was red hot like a couple of years ago before Jericho ruined that heat for him. But now, like he's here now. Like he's the right choice for the Continental Championship. Great match with Danielson. I am curious who he's going to get next. I hope someone that's new, like outside of Blackpool Combat Club.
Dude.
Like there's definitely plenty of opponents he can definitely work with for a few months before dropping it.
Quick side note.
Yeah.
Did you see the chat someone mentioned about DSR in our little group?
I know that we have our boy DJ Danielson at the stream right now.
There's a shout out.
Oh, there's a shout out.
Shit. Oh man, I gotta see that. That's awesome. But thank you, man.
So I had to say
that's
that.
our fucking boy. That's our fucking boy, man. He would have been on tonight, but he's at the pay-per-view, so that's an excellent reason not to be on tonight.
Wow.
In the press room, representing Kiss FM in North Carolina and DSR, baby.
Toni Storm and Toni Storm.
That's awesome. But yeah, getting back to the match, if you ever hear me say I love pro wrestling, generally I'm talking about something like this.
Yeah, the Kings Road type style, yeah.
But you had mentioned something that makes perfect sense and that I kind of thought about, but I never really considered. Eddie Kingston's style just doesn't mesh with everyone. It just doesn't. It can get weird sometimes, and that's when you get those clips out of context. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand this. It's because the other guy in the ring didn't understand it either.
Like if this opponent knows how to work the Japanese style, definitely do it. But don't do it with everyone because it doesn't always click. You gotta know your opponent too.
I want to see who else. I want to see, like you said, I want to see who else they're able to get on there against Eddie Kingston. I was trying to talk in the chat at the same time I'm trying to talk. We're probably done. We're probably done with him.
He needs to be done with Blackpool.
Yeah, completely. Like he ran through the entire. He's beaten Yuta. He beat Moxley. He beat Claudio. He beat Bryan. He is Blackpool Combat Club now.
Right? Get a new opponent.
So I mean, after that, we had the piss break match. No, I mean the All-Star Scramble match, the 8-man All-Star Scramble match. I thought I understood what they were doing. Like It was just a regular scramble match. Like I watch a lot of indie wrestling, especially in the early, not as much now as I used to in like the early 2010s.
So.
I think GCW is keeping the scramble alive. I always think back to like Evolve, Dragon Gate. The opening match was always a 6-man, 10-man, 8-man scramble. We got the guys who helped us put the ring up and the dudes who are in the low card. They're all out here.
It's like you don't have to pay to get in.
We're not paying you tonight, but here's your exposure.
A 10 minutes go out there.
There's always just a mess of spots and a dude who almost dies. And I feel like we got all of that tonight in this scramble match. We got a mess of spots and we got Dante Martin almost dying like 3 fucking times. So everybody came out of it okay though. So like we can laugh. Okay, like they live.
I will say Magnus was the only participant that was so out of left field. I understand wanting a CMLL guy there, but
especially after the fucking passport situation.
Yeah, I know. Like maybe it would have went with someone else. Maybe Shakiro because he's a little more established compared.
He's gone.
Oh, he's won passport people.
Yeah, and you know worse. He applied for a renewal and it got fucking declined. So now it's gonna take forever to get Hechiseto back in America. So I think the Magnus situation was like, oh fuck,
we have nobody.
Nobody. Yeah, and they were like, okay, fuck it. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I've been impressed with a lot of the CMLL guys, but Magnus in this match maybe just didn't have enough time to showcase anything. But he didn't come off very different from any of the other high flyers that I've seen in both America and Mexico.
Yeah, like I would like to see him in a singles match to actually see him showcase.
Yeah. Yep, 100%. But Wardlow wins a shot at the AEW World Championship, which means we will be seeing Wardlow versus Joe down the line.
Probably a dynasty.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I'm trying to remember their matches that they have for the TNT Championship.
They were just okay. They're all right.
Yeah, because I'll call them forgettable because I literally don't remember them.
Yeah. and they're on again, off again title switches for it were just so random.
No.
So I'll imagine that maybe this time they're going to go a little harder, if only because Joe is world champion and he seems to be taking his role
That's
seriously.
If they main event it.
They did. They should main event. I feel like after this, like the Sting situation was special. Like,
that makes sense. That had to,
Yeah, but we're gonna get back to putting the world title at the end of the card. And like I said, I had no issue with the main event tonight. As a matter of fact, when I even thought that he might not be, I was like, holy shit, like that's a bad idea. We can't end up like that. So this is fine. I think Wardlow and Joe main eventing next month is cool because it has a story built into it. I mean, being the guy that loves wrestling, I'm not like, oh man, I can't wait for that shit. Especially trying to think back to their last match, and I can't even fucking remember it. But at least it has some heat and it built in. And so as long as they capitalize on that,
they need to actually, they actually focus on their stuff, and of course, the Kingdom will get involved
as they do, they do,
and maybe it's gonna be the return of MJF to stop Cole.
It's about that time. But I don't know how severe his injuries were. Like they've been good at keeping it quiet exactly what his situation is. Like he could show up tomorrow and I'd be like, oh shit, okay. But the show is called Dynasty, and I'm like, that was like his thing, wasn't it? Like
with Richard Holiday and Hammerstone, but they had no Hammerstone, so unless they get Richard Holidays.
And Holiday was at a WWE tryout,
right? He's a free agent, so.
Oh man, that's awesome. So after that, we had actually the match that brought things back on track: Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong. They went out there, they did their fucking thing. I mean, they told their story. It wasn't the match that you would get if they weren't telling the story of Orange Cassidy being dead, but they brought Orange Cassidy out here and they beat the dog shit out of him. Let me get rid of this little banner here because as it turns out, Roderick Strong was dressed as Taskmaster and I didn't catch it. Like it went over my head entirely. And I love comics. I'm the comic guy on this fucking on this panel. I don't know how that went over my head. But the new international champion Roderick Strong.
That had to happen.
It did.
Because Roderick Strong was such a geek before. And it's like, all right, if you need to take him somewhat seriously again, he had to win.
It was probably time for Orange Cassidy to drop too. I mean, because he wasn't supposed to have it, right? This is a whole weird circumstance that we ended up back at him with the belt due to like injuries and
Mox got concussed, so Phoenix had it, then Cassidy, and then they could have gave it to Mox again, but like we already. But it was. But I felt like if he wasn't injured, it was going to be Cassidy beating Mox at Full Gear anyway. But the fact that Phoenix was the placeholder, it just made it a little But
yeah, I think that Cassidy winning, beating Moxley at All Out was the perfect moment, especially for that character, because it felt like things were coming all the way around. And then he had that character moment where he was obsessed. Like, it took the Orange Cassidy character to its ultimate arc. He came in as a lazy do nothing. He got pushed to the point where he actually got physical. Then he decided to get a little more physical with people who were getting physical with him. After that, he decided, hey, maybe I might try this championship thing. Right? I like this thing. Maybe I'll try for a belt. Then he got a taste of the belt, which he actually didn't care about much at first, but by the end, he was like, I love being champion. It's the kind of character development you don't get always in professional wrestling because the medium doesn't work that way. So it's rare opportunity that I thought they were right to take Moxley losing to Orange Cassidy, but they didn't capitalize on that as much as I thought they should have. I feel like that felt like the end of the story, and then everything after that was like, man, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think the fans were also maybe a little bit burnt out on Cassidy being champion. Like it was time for a new direction.
100%. And it's good. This is good because it gets the Undisputed Kingdom thing rolling. Like I've been very what the fuck about this.
We all have.
I still am.
especially with the fucking Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Like they got created to fight y'all and y'all don't have nothing to do with each other. I'm not gonna get started on that. Yeah, they seem to be having their own. Like Jay White seems to be headed towards a match with someone big in a couple weeks, and
hopefully
I'll leave him up there. I won't drag him into this. Though it does seem like the Undisputed Kingdom thing is gonna get rolling because Roderick Strong is the champion now, international. Wardlow going for the world title. Fucking the Kingdom still have their ROH Tag Team Championships.
So they might get the AEW ones, like swap. Like, all right, cash in these too.
Shit, that's right. There's no champions.
Give them back to ROH finally.
That'd be hilarious. Sorry,
you guys can have it.
Goodbye. But great stuff all around. After that, though, we have the return of Kyle O'Reilly. Let's fucking go.
Yo,
they kind of fucked me up a little bit with this, and I'll tell you why. I am not ready to accept that this is a return.
I don't know. That did not look planned.
Right, but I mean, the way they set it up, it looked like he told him something in his ear and then walked off crying. You know, like he walked off like in tears.
That's and not I'm like I accept or I decline.
I miss you.
I love you, but I can't do this. I love you, but I want that title. I love you, but I actually can't wrestle anymore.
But that wouldn't like make me cry. Say no, but I want the belt. So something has to happen. Something has happened.
And I'm really interested in seeing what's next. So good on that. Like that worked. That worked the way I think they intended it to work.
Tune into the
he's like, you could have Bobby Fish, not me.
Right? I'm sorry, guys, but they threatened to bring Bobby Fish back if I joined Undisputed Kingdom, and I just can't.
No. That's exactly what he said, probably.
I can't do this. I can't do this to you. Again. I can't do this to the fans. Blackpool Combat Club defeated FTR. What the fuck?
I was not happy with that result.
I was very confused.
I was like, why?
I had a feeling, I'm not going to lie, I had a small feeling that it might go that way because they went to the draw on Wednesday, and I was like, it seems to me they want to get Blackpool Combat Club in and out of this thing with FTR. Like, it was just meant to be like a detour because they originally meant for the CMLL guys to start their thing now.
But, shit.
Yeah. What's that? Did I miss something?
In our group chat, Danny's posting some stuff about what's going on with the tag titles.
What's going on? Give me news.
Titles are being vacated, according to the man himself, Mr. Tony Khan.
Well, they had to vacate them. Yep, tournament.
Shit.
Yep, it is a tournament.
Okay, so according to our boy DJ Danielson, who's at the AEW media scrum right now, breaking news: the AEW Tag Team Championships have officially been vacated.
Woo!
A tournament is coming for the AEW Tag Titles, which is again no surprise. The company's sort of built around tournaments. At this point, I'd almost prefer if they just put one in if we just knew there was going to be one every quarter.
Every quarter year.
So that we know, so that we can get excited for it, so that they don't feel like they come out of nowhere, right?
It's March Madness. That's what's going on.
I'm sure that actually they trademark March Match Madness or some shit like that.
Oh, there we go. It could be for that.
Yeah, so
March
that kind of
Madness.
March Match Madness. You know, Tony Khan has a thing about the double. There's a word for it. Stanley fucking said it before too. Like it makes the thing more memorable when they both start with the same letter. Peter Parker, Reed Richards, you know, on and on and on and on. And he does the same thing. Continental Classic, Meat Madness. Fuck, they do this shit a lot. It's really weird and corny, but I guess there's a business ethic behind it that I'm not aware
Alliteration?
of. I don't run any businesses. I run a dirt sheet. It's Jon Moxley though. Getting back to this match. I mean, for what it's worth, excellent tag team wrestling. Jon Moxley and Claudio were out there operating like they've been tag teaming for fucking decade. What the fuck?
Claudio's a tag team wrestler, so he can like team with anybody.
It is pretty much that. Like Claudio literally is a tag team chameleon. Like he meshes with anybody.
Yeah, he's like Swagger, Sheamus, Hero, Tyson Kidd.
They killed it tonight. I particularly the fucking triangle. It was like a triangle European uppercut doomsday device.
That was crazy.
Like, what the fuck was that? I'm trying to see if I have the video. Yeah, I do. Oh no, that's not it. God damn it. That's the wrong video. It's hard to see without putting my face in the camera, then I feel really weird. So
it's close-ups.
We're saving ourselves the copyright anyway.
Yep.
The BCC is cool and all, but they'll never be the bar. The bar does live in my heart.
Yeah, the bar slaps. It shouldn't have, but it did. But it did.
It's one of those things that just comes out of nowhere, right? What was it, like a best of 7 championship match? Yeah. It was a best of 7 matches that turned into a tag team.
There was no championship contender for it. Just a best of 7 for bragging rights.
You know, honestly,
like, you guys should be a tag team.
That's so wrestling. Like, it's honestly bugs me out that happened on WWE TV. Like, they had 7 banger acts, and then that's some fucking Kawada Taue shit. Like, you know, like you don't get that shit on WWE TV. That's awesome. I'd like to see them team up one last time, but you know, legalities. But beyond that, as we said, FTR losing, surprise. But
more news.
Well, I guess let me get this start out.
Okay. It's Darby.
Before, one second. Just let me finish this FTR thing, because we're gonna finish this whole match right now. I think that FTR losing might have had something to do with Cash's upcoming legal battle
situation.
Just in case he has to get off of television, you know, like, okay, well, you know, they looked even, right? Because they didn't get buried, they didn't get murdered, they lost.
It wasn't a 1-2-3.
Yeah,
it was a
knockout. You know, and they fucking fought hard. Like, they looked like they could have won. So if they ever came back to do a second match and they won, it wouldn't be like, you know, it would be believable. But it definitely felt like, we're going to take a moment on, give you guys your Greensboro match because we know y'all love that NWA shit, but he got this court case coming up. So,
yes. just
so
show up at the gun.
You guys had some news.
Breaking news.
Yeah. Jay White's big business is Darby Allin.
Holy shit. What the fuck?
So it's not
Is Jay White prepared to die in the ring? No. That's such a styles clash. That's like,
yeah. I don't know how it's gonna
go.
I think I've seen Jay White. Well, I know Darby Allin is versatile, and I know Jay White is versatile, and I think that while I have no idea, like I can't even predict the kind of match this would be, but I also don't have any doubt that it's going to be entertaining. I think they're going to go out there.
It'll definitely be interesting. I am curious how that's going to go.
That's so weird. I'm down.
Who do you get the win to?
That's another thing. Okay, so you kind of have to give Darby the win to keep the momentum going after Sting, but you have the Jay White, like Jay White and the Acclaim thing. They've been showing cracks.
Yeah,
so he doesn't have to lose straight up. He can get fucking tripped by Matt Caster or some shit. I think it has to be that
schoolboy type.
That's the only way I'm going to accept Jay White losing here, even though Darby has to win. I feel like they both have to be protected somehow. Yeah. This is the thing about AEW sometimes where they do the big matches and I'm like, oh shit, like how the fuck are you going to do this on the Dynamite? Like how are we getting out of this on the other side? But then it's so different from what I grew up with that I'm just willing to see it. Darby versus Jay White is insane. I'm interested in seeing where that goes. Sting versus The Undertaker WrestleMania 40.
Let it go.
Nice.
Let it
nice
go.
Dreams. No, I think everyone should dream big, but that's a very big, like, impossible dream, and it's not going to happen.
No, it would have been nice, but again, I think that ship sails.
It could have happened at some point in the past, but certain folks decided they didn't want the match. Talk to your guy about that. Okay?
Seth.
They said they put me in a match with Seth Rollins. I did it to get close to The Undertaker, and then I almost died. Never mind. The AEW Women's World Championship, Toni Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo. They had a struggle. It was good wrestling. Like they didn't wrestle bad. I thought the Mariah May coming out dressed as Toni Storm thing fucked my life because I was like, I couldn't. Somebody in my group chat was 10 seconds ahead of us, and they actually said Mariah May, and I thought when the music hit, oh, okay, well that's gonna be Mariah May, and then she walked out, and I was like, no, is that fucking Toni Storm? Like, is that actually her? And I knew it was Mariah May, and it still fucked me up. So like, great, that was perfect. Did she have the mole? Did she draw the mole on her cheek? Oh my god, no, the sunglasses were just big enough.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Deonna Purrazzo comes out, and this has been kind of what I had been worried about since she arrived. I had mentioned it on multiple Dynamite post shows where I'm like, it's interesting that they put her in the fucking world title feud immediately because she has to lose. So what do you do with your new prospect?
Yeah, like it didn't work out for when they came challenging Jay, like Ember Moon before ROH or Taya Valkyrie.
Yep.
And they're never seen again on TV.
It was like I understand the want and the feeling and the urge to be like get it right in there, but then you gotta consider what comes next. And I don't know what the fuck they do with Deonna. Yeah, they should have built that for a while. I think they've had a lot of other contenders for Toni Storm here that they could have used. But it is what it is. It happened. Deonna went out there and she worked her hardest. They both did, but ultimately it wasn't the crowd. I don't know. They were there.
It felt like a TV match. That was the issue.
Oh,
I'd agree with that. It felt like a Dynamite match, and I personally, for my own opinion, as much as I enjoy both ladies, and as much as I thought there was good wrestling in the match, I did not care. I just didn't care. Like I knew Deonna wasn't gonna win, and I hated that they even put her in this situation. So I was just like, man, fuck this. So,
do you have a picture of Mariah May at the end of the match by chance?
I don't. I do not. I have Toni folding Deonna Purrazzo, and then that's it for this match.
No, because the way she was looking at the belt when she was carrying it.
Ooh, is that? Are we getting there? Are we here now?
But the way she was holding it was like
it's early. It's early. I think it's a little early. I don't think I wouldn't be heartbroken if it happened yet. I need them to wait until it would break my heart. That's what I want to look.
You get to do it just because you get a small reaction, because that's going to backfire right away.
I'm just getting the fact that if you look at the actual video of her holding the belt as they're leaving, she looks like one of those like Tatum Paxley from NXT kind of like crazy girl things.
I like it. Like, listen, if I've been with, like, that's been my idea for them. Like, if Jamie Hayter can't come back in time, Mariah May's from the UK. Maybe we could just slide her right in there real fast.
Didn't happen.
Do that match. Not that I would, because I prefer the Jamie Hayter match. 1000%.
I can't wait for her to come back.
I wanted her back tonight. I'm so starved for information about Jamie Hayter. Like, is she okay? Where is she? Did she live? Is she okay, Palpatine? Tell me, did she live? Like, I need to know where is she? How long do we have till she's back? Because when she went out, they said it was a severe back injury, right? It was back, and she sold soldier. Was it? Because she was selling something on television that wasn't the real injury. I think she was selling shoulder on TV, but it was something worse. Like in real life.
I remember that actually. I remember that. Oh shit.
Yeah,
we officially lost our leader.
We lost him. He'll be back. He'll be back, folks. Hold on.
He'll be back when the media scrum starts.
I have this fucking shit out. I have a camera, right? It's a fucking $150 mouse, right? It does all this cool shit, whatever. It's got these two stupid ass buttons on the side.
Oh yeah, the DP of the.
Fuck you! Like, I don't know why I bought this mouse. I don't game. I don't game on my computer. What was I thinking? All I do is press backspace by accident. Horrible.
Turns off the computer.
Kicks me out. It kicks me right out of the fucking studio.
It doesn't say specific injury for Jamie Hayter. It just says various injuries.
God damn, various. That's worse. That's almost.
I guess just not healing her body for like stardom days in AEW.
That's disheartening. But you know what? Hey, man, as long as the queen comes back healed and ready to wrestle, I am fucking ready to. I'm willing to wait.
Will we ever get Jamie Hayter versus Britt Baker?
We got to get to there. I'm so surprised they aren't doing Britt Baker versus Mercedes first. It seems like they're headed towards Serena Deeb versus Mercedes, which, I mean, again, as the fan of the physical pro wrestling, this is probably going to be the better match. But story-wise, heat-wise, I guess this is too big to just be a throwaway thing.
Serena Deeb's too good. You need her to help out people.
It's true. It's true. Listen, that's probably the best match for Mercedes to come have in AEW first. Because you kind of have, she comes out and she does the work rate match immediately. Like, if you don't know if somehow you're watching AEW and you don't know what Sasha Banks is capable of, because maybe you haven't watched wrestling long enough to have seen the NXT run and the beginning of the WWE run before like the tag team stuff, then maybe it's time to reintroduce her.
Yeah, or they just keep thinking she's a drama queen when she's really not.
I don't even get me started because I actually know the losers who started that rumor. Like, I don't know them. I'm not cool with them. But I know of the group that started that rumor. It was in Brooklyn. It was in New York City. And it's a group of people that stalk wrestlers at airports and hotels. Wow. They do that. They're known for that. And they were the first ones to go online and say, we had our kids with us. And, you know, Sasha Banks was a bitch to us. And she didn't want to sign our autographs. But, like, no, it was your fucking fault because you're a scumbag who doesn't let people live. Could you imagine chasing the fucking Walmart employee out into the parking lot and being like, hey, do you know what aisle the fucking Pokemon cards are in? Like, I would punch you in your fucking face.
I hate to say this, John. I used to work at Walmart, and that actually happened to me. So
you should punch them in their fucking face. You should turn around.
No, like, there were times
Walmart. They're not people. They're not people.
I walked outside of my job one day, and someone's like, "Hey, is there this on sale?" I'm like, "I have no idea."
I did see that. Oh, Sting straight up saying he did roids until the 90s. Well, thank you for letting us know, Sting, but I think we were aware. I think we were aware.
Then he found God, and he called the wrestlers' wives to let them know that their husbands had an affair on the road.
Bro, that knocks like 6 points off this thing. Right?
No, I thought he legit did that. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's horrible.
Everything's grappling.
Like, hey, I Anderson had an affair. That's why. Like,
this guy is like, is religion against steroids? Is that like a Bible rule? I've got to look that up. They're like, thou shalt do the work. I'm down.
Thou have gains.
Thou shalt gain the proper way. I'm down, man. So after that, we had what was possibly the match of the
night.
That was the match of the night.
Clear. It was definitely the match of the night. I'm struggling to figure out if I like it more than some of the, because this year's been heavy.
I wouldn't call it year yet.
Yeah, because I still have Bryan and Zack Sabre Jr. like on top for me. That's and
that was a good one.
That kind of wrestling, like it's one of the that was the Styles thing. Like, is that kind of wrestling is like that's like special. Like, you don't get that. There's just nobody in the world who can keep up with both those guys to do that again somewhere else. So like that was like a special thing. And these guys came out here, and in 21 minutes, they had,
those 21 minutes.
They had the fucking. It just absolutely incredible. It felt like people say this shit all the time, or they don't say it all the time. I say it all the time, but it felt like a Dragon Ball Z fight. Like they were fucking clashing. It felt like I could see these shock waves come out of their fucking blasts against each other. Like they were punching each other's punches. They were striking each other's strikes. Like I'm pretty sure there's a planet on the other side of the universe that erased due to that. You know, like, there's no fucking way. Can I get the fucking this brain? But Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I was like that. I would not. No.
What the flipping fuck? I had it
poorly.
The brainbuster, the turnbuckle brainbuster is something that you don't always see, but lately, Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher, both fucking Sami Zayn, El Generico inspired little motherfuckers, doing the most horrifying, dangerous versions of it I've ever seen. And the goddamn credit to Will Ospreay for finally using the damn Tiger Driver 91 and pinning a dude afterwards and not letting the guy kick out of the motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, like, don't you fucking dare. unless you're winning, do not hit him.
He kills me because when he first did it to Kenny, like that was like I had an out of body experience. Yeah. Like I had not seen that move in so long. It was like pulling the devil's technique out of a bag, and you know you're not supposed to use that shit, but he used it anyway. And now this fucking maniac has been using that shit as a false finish, and I'm just like, you absolute bastard! Don't you dare! Like, don't you dare!
That's not how it works.
I'm glad Eddie Kingston is in this company to be backstage waiting for Ospreay just in case. He's taping the wrists up like Undertaker at WrestleMania 14, just in case Ospreay decides to use the Tiger Driver as a false finish. Like, I'm in the gorilla waiting for you. Don't fucking, I'll beat the shit out of you. Real life. We don't play about this shit.
No, then he'll do the Gonzo bomb to him. That's a payback.
Just. I couldn't put it into words as I was watching it, and I hoped that as the time went on, I would be able to put it into words, but this is not even the future. Like, I wanted to call them like, this is the future of AEW, but like, this is what AEW has now. Like, if they take these guys, this is a potential world championship feud at some point. Like, this is what you need to be building a fucking company off the back of. This shit right here is why I watched this company, because guys like Takeshita and Ospreay would wrestle these kinds of matches and blow me away and change my life. And then the only place where they can fucking go, they had to just change. And that always broke my heart. Even though I understand the business of it, and I get that people have to get paid, and I will never be like, I wish he didn't go, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I love them as performers, so I wish that they would get paid and eat and feed their families.
Yes.
But seeing that they can get that and have this kind of performance on pay-per-view, it makes me so happy. It makes my heart so full. Like, you know, I say what you want. Like, the company isn't perfect, but when things like this happen on American television, I feel grateful.
Yeah, Ospreay is a special talent.
He really is.
And he, like I said, I even told people I preferred Will over Kenny for adaptability from junior to heavyweight. He could have ended his career years ago if, like, he even knew, like, he had to bulk up, do the aerial moves when they were called for, and be a little more healthier. and you can build a company around him. And this is why I hope Toni just lays off signing big free agents for a while. But you have a lot of people to work with. Don't just sign someone else and push what you have now. Because
I don't know if there's anybody left in wrestling who's must sign. Like, it would have to be John Cena. Like, actual, like, John fucking Cena or Roman Reigns, or like one of the biggest possible fucking stars you can get, because you have it. You have built the ultimate roster. Like, there is it does not get any better than this. The cup runneth over. You've signed Will Ospreay. You signed Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah, you signed Okada, you signed Ospreay, you signed Monet. You do not need any more right now.
It doesn't get any better than that. Like, for the identity of this company, for the way that they use wrestlers, for the shows that they put on, it doesn't get better than those three top names. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's no reason. There's not even a reason to sign jobbers. You don't even have to go find fucking local talent anymore. Like, you have built.
You have a lot of people. You have enough for low, mid, upper.
Yep.
Man, you have stories for months if you do it right.
Yeah.
And when people come back from injuries or visas, you got a lot more. And for Takeshita, he is like we know about Okada and all this, but the people that they have brought from Japan, he's been the best showcased.
Oh God, yes.
Compared to Tanahashi, Okada, all that. Like, he's been slowly being built from like this underdog babyface by guys like Brian Cage or MJF and all this, Adam Page, doing really well, and then he got this heel turn, and this was needed for him. And I know he didn't wrestle a lot after, and of course the stuff with Kenya, unfortunately he has diverticulitis and that derailed it, but you cannot. He needs to be showcased more, and if he's not a champion some kind, whether like Continental or National, by the end of this year, I'm sorry, that's kind of crazy, because
that is insane.
A future guy.
That'd be barring any injury, he needs to be strapped up fucking soon, like you said.
He is fucking hot. He is so good. He gets the like, he can do an American style. Like, he adapted so well, and it shows. He's got the size, he's got the strength, he can do some psychology when it calls for it. He's good.
You know what doesn't get talked about? Like, it's a weird thing to be like, this is what's improved, but there's a certain American pacing, right? It's almost like the way they do promos, where sometimes you want to do something big, but you also want to let it sink in. You want to let the crowd eat it, but you don't want it to be like a fucking empty waste of space while you wait for them to fucking cheer or whatever. Yeah. He has mastered the balance of that. Like, when he hits you with one of them fucking Gallic gun elbow strikes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But he doesn't like, it's that right there. Like, when he hits you one of those and he lets you absorb the fact that he just killed a man. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, waiting for him to like hit him back. No, just your hand knocked the fuck out. No, I'm not waiting for you.
Look into the hard cam and hit you with the sexy ass Takeshita smile.
Yes.
Like, yo, he's fucking perfect. I want to call him the future, but he's just now. Like, you need to do this now. He is the now.
Like,
Will Ospreay is the now.
He could easily be better in a couple of years.
Yeah. Like, we need to be working towards that. We need to be working towards the Takeshita world title run in 2026.
Or him against, or hell, have him beat Kingston in a few months.
Shit. Would Eddie Kingston versus Takeshita would blow my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Takeshita is like a fucking, like a Jumbo Saruta baby. Like a fucking.
He's what Eddie would need, yes.
Yeah, that would be perfect. They've had a match on Rampage before that fucking kicked ass, didn't they? I vaguely remember a match between Takeshita and someone else who was absolutely ready for him and his style early on. Gotta look that up. It might have been Claudio instead of Eddie, but
while you do that, like I'll look while you keep talking.
But shit, 5. 21 minutes is crazy. Like, I want to throw 5 stars at this thing. I want to hit it with that was incredible. I might go 4.5 on it too.
He fought him on Rampage almost 2 years ago.
They did, right? I knew it. I fucking knew it. I just remember the jumping knee spots, and I knew that.
Yeah, this was before he was heel. He was like still figuring himself out.
Oh God, I want to see that shit. I want to see that, and on a pay-per-view with like 20
a new Takeshita and a new Kingston. Yes.
Fuck. God, I'm so excited for that. You've made me want something that I don't know I'll ever get. Now I have to campaign for it. Yeah. I'll be up tomorrow. This is the agenda.
Tag Toni. Tag
every day.
We need your help, Dirt Sheet Radio fan base. So I thought that the gentleman who had the championship match after this had a large hill to climb because they fucking Ospreay and Takeshita ripped the energy away from that crowd. They ripped energy from me. I had a headache. After that match.
Yeah, that was like you need a cigarette or
you know, I thought this is crazy to me, right? Ospreay had this match tonight, 21 minutes, but they stuffed like 40 minutes worth of physicality in there. To announce him versus Kyle Fletcher on Wednesday is absolutely bonkers to me.
Yep. Because
they are both going to go all out again. Like, I don't know that Ospreay knows what a TV match is. Like, does this man, have we trained this man? Have we taught this man the art of the television match? Like,
here's the hard cam.
Go out there 3-4 days later and have another fucking pay-per-view match. Like, I want Ospreay to be in this company for the next 5 years. Like, I don't want him to be dead tomorrow.
Yeah, no. You gotta be careful. Yes.
I need him to be the top guy, okay? That's what you said he came here for, and that's what I'm waiting for. Like, I want to see this guy on the top of the company. And doing these matches back to back like that is scary shit. But you know what?
Yeah.
If he feels he can do it, he has done matches like this in a short amount of time. Like, as long as you maybe disappear, maybe you can
do some maybe they got like a 10-minute match that'll still blow the roof off.
Yeah. Fuck around and have the greatest 8-minute match of all time.
Again,
shorter and shorter.
Yeah, it's possible. You have a good match in less than 10 minutes.
I
mean, they could.
I noticed the new logo for AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
It's pink and yellow. Interesting. We got some pink lemonade going on. I am a fan of pink lemonade, but it also gives me the vibes that it's going to be like interchangeable colors. Like it's going to be one of those things like where the colors can change every week and it's just like whatever for whatever reason.
Yeah, we'll see.
After that, like I mentioned, the World Championship match where they did have a bit of a hill to climb and the crowd was dead in the beginning, but eventually they were able to get the crowd back behind this match with all sorts of fun story moments and things that will have implications for the future. Ultimately, the match told the exact story they told you they would tell. Hangman and Swerve were preoccupied with each other. Swerve beat their ass to remind them what they were here to do. Once they did get into it, they both tried to win the World Championship very fucking hard. And I think at some point towards the end of the match, Hangman realized this might slip away. And I would rather tap out than to give this son of a bitch another shot at getting this. And
that was a heel move.
That was, I think, like, we've completed the Hangman heel turn. Like, he beat the dog shit out of a referee for no reason.
Two
referees killed them.
He's getting sued on Wednesday.
Yeah, and Swerve, complete babyface now. He was handed a weapon and said, "No, I won't do this." And I don't know if they did it on purpose, and I don't know if both these guys can remember that far back. But a big hang-up I had with Hangman when he lost the World Championship, it wasn't like a character thing, like, "Oh no, they wrote that wrong." It was more like, "You stupid son of a bitch, Hangman Page, why didn't you do it?" He grabbed the World Championship belt and he didn't hit CM Punk with it. And he fucking lost the title. And I always said, "You stupid son of a bitch, you should have hit him with the championship." It's kind of the same thing I scream at Naito when he picked Okada up for the second Destino and lost because of it. You stupid son of a bitch! You had him pinned.
Yeah, because he wanted to go for that Stardust.
God damn, he wanted to get fancy and he ended up losing. So Hangman previously lost his championship because he was so concerned with his honor, and he's gone all the way around to the point where he doesn't give a fuck. He's killing referees. He's swinging the very same championship belt he refused to use as a weapon, while Swerve, on the other hand, is in Hangman's original shoes. He refuses to use this fucking weapon. And of course, he lost because he wouldn't use the weapon and because Hangman's a petty piece of shit. But I thought that was really interesting and got me. Like, I was really entertained, and they fought hard to win me back too. I was with the crowd. I was tired. I was fucking tired.
Joe winning was the right move, though.
Absolutely the right move.
Swerve as champion, but you know what, Joe? This might be Joe's only world title run.
Yep.
And this is already better than his TNA title run.
Ooh.
It feels like the world championship. Like, it feels like Joe's world championship. Like, this is what.
Well, we should have got the ROH Joe world champion.
Yep. Or when I know people are weird about it. I thought he should have beat Lesnar at that Great Balls of Fire situation.
He should have.
I hated that pay-per-view
The Lesnar
title.
era was so weird.
It was a weird time, and it was probably weird.
They just did not make stars around that time. That was the issue. It was all 50-50 booking. And Lesnar with the Universal title. It was like,
they made shitty belts and shitty pay-per-view titles.
And the WWE title was the mid-card belt. It felt like a mid-card belt.
Yep.
Like, how do you do that? Your main title is like a mid-card belt.
The biggest
They
prize.
have done that multiple times in history, and it's always at the worst time. It's always with like one of my favorite wrestlers. It's like, oh, Chris Benoit won the title. Oh, he's a mid-card champion. What the fuck?
But it felt like really like when the Brock Lesnar, I felt like really like that until you did the brand split.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
with another thing too with Joe, I always laugh. It's my headcanon that when he strong armed CM Punk into doing his fucking match at, like, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna do our fucking match in front of 80,000 people, and they came to the back. He was the one who broke up the fight and shit. It's my headcanon that Tony Khan kind of looked at him and fell in love. Like, that's my world champion.
It's like,
that's my
Stockholm syndrome.
An actual leader in the locker room. Okay.
Yeah, like, look at him. Like, he had a heart in his eyes. Like, wow.
Like
that's
anime.
A world champion I can get behind.
Hey, he looks at MJF. Why can't you do that?
Help me do this.
He's threatening to kill me.
Why aren't you doing it?
Like you said, this has just felt like everything Samoa Joe has deserved his entire career. And I know it's a weird thing to say, like, who deserves what? Samoa Joe has put in enough work where I feel like he deserved a world championship.
Yeah, after like having so many injuries, concussions in WWE that has derailed the rest of his run. Like, we figured like he was not going to do anything with the ROH TV title, like a light schedule, taking easy. But no, he stepped up.
It also they were playing the video of when he vacated the Ring of Honor World TV Championship, and I remember thinking, like, that's such a weird fucking move, because I just thought there was no way they were going to strap him with the world title. Like, I thought he was. Yeah.
There he is.
Now looking back on it, I'm like, no, you told a good fucking story there. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. That was actually pretty cool.
If you lost to MJF after doing that would be completely silly.
That's kind of what I thought was going to happen. I was like, because they had set up, I thought they were going to do MJF Swerve, and I didn't know where we were going with the MJF thing, but fatigue happened, and then the injuries happened, and then the fucking Adam Cole injury, and the MJF injury, and all that shit. So we ended up with it. The devil. We ended up with a beautiful
resolution.
Beautiful resolution. That Revolution. By the way, nice fiend fucking tribute from the Swerve himself. His gear was on fire tonight.
It was.
Fuck. I was like, damn, he's not gonna win the title, and that's gonna be a waste of gear. Fuck. But it was on point, and shit. The whole show. What was that?
You see that time when I think it was fairly like the start of the match when Swerve was going to jump off the top rope and Joe like stepped out of the way like his usual thing.
He did, and Swerve is like mid. He didn't even do the regular dive. He's like mid fucking. He looked like he was sitting in a sofa in the air. He also hit the spinal tap.
Oh yeah,
that was weird. Like, oh, okay.
I said, oh shit. AJ Styles somewhere smiling. Styles Clash and a spinal tap on the same show, both by AJ inspired children. They're both AJ babies. This is cool as hell. Ospreay says it all the time. Like, I was a TNA child growing up. Like, so I love that shit. Actually, I kind of hope he keeps the move. I know it's weird, but I kind of like it. But ultimately, man, that was the show. What did you guys think of it as a whole?
Yes.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, this is probably my favorite AEW pay-per-view in quite a long time.
Especially the flow.
It felt like an AEW show, like from 2021 when we had, like MJF, Punk, or like all these other like big feuds. They felt like top contenders. Yeah, there was a couple of matches like the Scramble, the women's title match, but you still got your money's worth with a good majority. And you ended it with Sting. That was the right move. Like there was no other way you could have done it. Because if you had that after Ospreay Takeshita,
that would have ruined it.
That would have been like yikes.
Fired.
Yeah. And it was the right three guys in the World Championship to get the crowd back. I mean, everybody was so invested in all three of them that you knew at some point they would get it back. It's not like when you throw two cold people into the buffer spot, they have no chance in hell at getting the crowd back.
Right.
But
these three,
for me, just like you said, we were back in 2021 days. I felt like I got more than my money's worth because I do the Fight VPN deal. So I only paid $20. I was like, this was like a $50 pay-per-view. I'm like, shit. $49.99. If you paid that, don't feel bad, man. But if you did, why? Why are you doing this? Why aren't you using a VPN and Fight TV? Like that's if you're willing to pay.
I forgot to use a VPN for my Roku.
If you have the money, to pay for the $50 pay-per-view, put it towards an AEW Plus, a fucking Express VPN, and the pay-per-view, and you'll have like fucking $30 left. You have like change to eat dinner.
We need a DSR
for next time.
No, seriously, like I mean. It's hilarious because at one point, Fight actually tried to fight against it, and they updated the app and they blocked the VPNs. And I know for a fact they saw a decline in subscriptions because how many Americans were using fucking Fight TV to order pay-per-views on it cheap?
No,
so the next update they came back and it was gone. The block was gone. They were like, "Okay, sorry,
we'll behave."
But we learned our lessons.
They also archive the shows. You get unlimited replays. So definitely, if that's what you're doing, go get that Fight TV, man. That's what I'm doing.
Worth it.
But shit, man, that was us. That was us, fellas.
It was fun.
I was gonna do like a Jobber night and Megastar of the night, but some of these like really obvious. Sting. It's like the fucking
Megastar.
I mean, we could if we're gonna
Megastar
really
of the decade.
Just Megastar. That's all I was gonna say.
The show, Megastar of the Night, AEW Revolution.
Jobber,
Darby Allin's back.
I don't know.
Dante because he almost died.
Yes.
Darby Allin's back. Jobber of the Night.
Dude, there's like a pool of blood at the ringside still.
My man, that was the sickest fucking pro wrestling visual. That's the kind of shit that your 13-year-old you shows your mom, like, Mom, this is real. This is real. That's the kind of shit Jack Perry looks into the camera and says, "Cry me a river" about. Like that's the kind of shit.
No, he's like, how come they get to do it?
Yeah, should have been
me. We'll see what he's doing.
I started this.
I kind of want him to come back. I want him to be with the Young Bucks. They should do a whole thing. Like this is our evil nepotism baby.
They were treated like a baby face.
Yeah, they should, right? This is our guy. This is our guy. We believe in him. He's our top star.
He got rid of Punk, not the elite hit. Me, I got rid of the problem.
He helped us get rid of those who don't need to be here. That slick way they've been saying it lately. But I guess before we go, I do want to see that spot one more time. Jesus,
I still can't believe
don't ever do that again.
Next week on Dynamite,
he's a maniac, man.
Next week, Jeff Hardy versus Heavy Guevara in this match.
Oh shit!
Cancelled.
Of course, he only got one question in the scrum. Bleeding in front of the press forever, and nobody asked him shit. He was dying. Why did they make him go back there?
Yeah, no, he should have gotten medical attention.
They had like tape. They had like emergency tape on his back out live And I was like, what is that doing? He's got a gazillion holes in his back, and there's 5 pieces of tape on his back. What the fuck?
Walk it off.
There's actually a spot. I can't remember what part of the match it was, but if you look, it's like an overhead shot. You see Doc Samson running along the side of the apron, like over to Darby with a bunch of tape in his hands. He's like just sprinting down like the ringside.
That's real Sabu shit right there, boy.
Sabu's
tape
like,
it up.
I should have been there.
I got the barbed wire match to go. Nah, man, but thank you guys. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank Matt. Thank Caesar. Thank y'all for joining us here.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Micah Sanders, he didn't even know about his match with Jay White until
I saw that too.
Into the fucking thing. But Matt,
that guy?
who's Jay White?
What's
Jay White? The pre-show guy? Him?
Oh. The scissor gang? The bang bang? What the fuck?
The bang scissors?
Shit. Do you see Sting going back to WWE? I guess I can answer this question one time on the show.
Dun, dun, dun.
Andre, if you had kind of seen the way that Sting was talking about this retirement, how much it meant to him, and then how much effort was put into honoring him tonight, I don't believe
go anywhere else. Anywhere in general.
Yeah, like I don't know that he'll ever get this kind of retirement again.
No.
And I look at Ric Flair like because he had this storybook ending, and then his second ending, it went out with a whimper. He almost died in the ring. So like, I don't think Sting is going to be that guy. I don't believe we're going to see Sting wrestle like a match ever again. I believe he's going to show up.
He'll probably show up here and there, but like not as often as you think.
In my dream scenario, he doesn't come back until the end of Darby Allin's world title match, where he's getting jumped by whatever fucking heels. There's some opportunity. And Sting's been gone for so long, we wouldn't even imagine.
That would be a big
help.
top. And that's if Darby wins. Yeah,
I'll piss myself. I'll scream. But yeah, as to answer your question specifically, no, I don't see him going back to WWE. I don't see him going anywhere at all.
Like I'm sure he'll go backstage, say hi to friends, but like we will see him on TV.
And he already had the Hall of Fame ceremony in WWE. So like there's nothing left. There's nothing left.
Yeah, maybe honestly, let his deal for like a video game. That's maybe.
Honestly, I don't mean to disrespect you guys. I know not you guys, but maybe some of the younger viewers. And I know you weren't younger. You might not have watched, like you might not have been watching WWE in 2014, 15.
Around there, yeah.
You don't want to see that. Like we've lived through Sting in WWE, and I don't. It's. I'm actually glad that it happened, so that we don't have to like now that he's retired, we don't have to be like, oh, what if? Like we saw it, and it did not go well.
I will say that his debut there was great, though.
That was cool.
I will admit that. No.
That was very cool. I remember being stupid excited because the rumors have been going on for so long that I just didn't think they were real. Like, I didn't think he was actually going to show up at
Survivor Series matches.
Yeah, and it was exactly one of the better fucking traditional Survivor Series matches of all, pretty much of all time, because they hate Survivor Series in that company anyway. So, like they hate their own child, right? So shit. But once again. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on this late night.
You're welcome.
We fucking love wrestling, and that's why we do this thing. It feels good to talk. It feels good to have guys to talk to after the show's over. Like I get all this shit off my chest. I don't have to sit with it on my head. Now I get to go watch the scrum and see that shout out from my boy DJ Danielson.
I'm definitely gonna watch that in the morning.
Find the timestamp and tell us. I want to find that too.
It's a little earlier here on the West Coast. So I will admit it's only 10:52.
It's like almost 2 a.m.
It's like 2 a.m.
That's like I hate.
Thank you all for joining us and have a wonderful night.
Yeah, baby.
We'll see you tomorrow at the Raw Recap, baby.